Hey Chiefs Kingdom, get ready because what I'm about to break down might completely change how you see the Kansas City Chiefs heading into 2026. We're talking about a quarterback room that's being called the best in the entire NFL. But there's a twist you didn't see coming. Yeah, you heard that right. Even with Patrick Mahomes still leading the charge, there are serious moves happening behind the scenes that could shake things up in a way we haven't seen in years. And trust me, this isn't just hype. There's real tension, real competition, and real opportunity building in Kansas City. So stick with me because by the end of this video you might be asking yourself one big question. Are we about to witness the most unexpected quarterback battle in Chiefs history? The Kansas City Chiefs are entering 2026 with something rare. Not just talent, but depth at the most important position in football. And it all starts, of course, with Patrick Mahomes, the face of the franchise and still one of the most dangerous quarterbacks in the league. Even after what many considered a down 2025 season, Mahomes still put up 3,587 passing yards and 22 touchdowns. For most quarterbacks, that's a career year. For Mahomes, that's just scratching the surface. But here's where things get interesting. This isn't just about Mahomes anymore. The Chiefs front office made it clear. They're building something bigger, something deeper, something that could redefine the team's future. Let's talk about the moment that raised eyebrows across the league. When Brett Veach called Garrett Nussmeier during the draft, he didn't just welcome him to the team. He told him he was joining the best quarterback room in the NFL. That's not a casual statement. That's a message, a bold one. And it tells us exactly how confident this organization is in what they're building behind Mahomes. Nussmeier, taken with the 249th overall pick, might not look like a headline move at first glance. But if you've followed the Chiefs long enough, you know they don't make moves without a plan. And here's the thing, this pick could end up being way more important than people realize. Garrett Nussmeier's journey hasn't been easy. During his final season at LSU, he battled through torso and abdominal injuries. Not exactly minor issues for a quarterback. Despite that, he still managed 1,927 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, and only 5 interceptions in 9 starts. That's resilience. That's toughness. That's exactly the kind of mindset Andy Reid loves. And now he steps into a system where he doesn't have to be the guy right away. He gets to learn, develop, absorb everything from one of the greatest quarterbacks of this generation. But don't get it twisted, he's not just there to watch. Because here's the part nobody can ignore. Patrick Mahomes is currently recovering from a serious ACL and LCL injuries suffered late last season. That kind of injury doesn't just disappear overnight. Even for someone as talented as Mahomes, there's a process. Rehab, limited mobility, careful progression. And Andy Reid? He's not the type to take unnecessary risks. If there's even a slight concern, he'll explore options. Which means, the door is open. And that brings us to another huge piece of this puzzle. Justin Fields. The Chiefs made a bold move bringing him in, adding a former first-round pick with elite athleticism to the roster. Fields isn't just a backup. He's a dynamic playmaker who can change the game with his legs and his arm. And now he's in one of the most creative offensive systems in the NFL. This gives the Chiefs something they haven't really had in years. A legitimate alternative at quarterback who can step in and win games. And if Mahomes isn't 100%, that becomes a very real scenario. Now imagine this for a second. Training camp rolls around. Mahomes is easing back. Fields is pushing hard. Nussmeier is trying to prove he belongs. That's not just depth. That's competition. Andy Reid has already hinted that there could be a real battle. Not necessarily to replace Mahomes long-term, but to determine who gives the team the best chance early in the season. And that's where things get spicy. Because Chiefs fans are not used to uncertainty at quarterback. For years, it's been Mahomes, no questions asked. But 2026? It might start differently. And let's be clear, Mahomes is still the franchise cornerstone. That hasn't changed. It's not even up for debate. But football is a brutal sport. Injuries happen. Situations evolve. And smart teams prepare for every possibility. That's exactly what the Chiefs are doing right now. They're not just thinking about week 1. They're thinking about the entire season. And beyond. Meanwhile, at the bottom of the depth chart, there's another quiet battle happening. Chris Oladikin and Jake Haener are fighting for their spots. These guys know nothing is guaranteed. Practice squad, roster cuts, every rep matters. And in a quarterback room this stacked, the margin for error is razor thin. That kind of pressure? It elevates everyone. So when Veach says this is the best QB room in the NFL, he's not just talking about star power. He's talking about structure, depth, competition, potential. It's a room built not just to survive adversity, but to thrive in it. And that's what makes this situation so fascinating. Because for the first time in a long time, the Chiefs aren't just relying on one superstar. They're building a system that can adapt, adjust, and still dominate. Now I want to hear from you, Chiefs Kingdom. Do you think Patrick Mahomes should start Week 1 no matter what? Or would you trust Justin Fields if Mahomes isn't fully ready? And what about Garrett Nussmeier? Could he be a hidden gem in the making? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'm reading everything. This is one of the most intriguing storylines heading into the 2026 season, and it's only going to get more intense as we get closer to kickoff. If you're excited about the future of the Kansas City Chiefs, make sure you hit that like button right now. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any Kansas City Chiefs news, updates, and breaking stories. And share this video with another Chiefs fan who needs to hear this. Because something special is brewing in Kansas City, and you don't want to miss it. And if you're still here, that means you can feel it too. Something is shifting inside the Kansas City Chiefs organization. This isn't just another off-season story. This is the kind of situation that can define an entire year. Because let's be honest, Chiefs Kingdom, we've been spoiled. For years, we've had stability, dominance, and the magic of Patrick Mahomes carrying this team through any storm. But now, for the first time in a while, there's uncertainty. And with that comes opportunity. And sometimes, it's in those moments of uncertainty where legends grow even bigger. Think about what this means for Mahomes. Doubts? Questions? Competition? That's fuel. That's exactly the kind of fire that has defined his entire career. If he comes back healthy, or even close to it, we could be looking at one of the most motivated, locked-in versions of Mahomes we've ever seen. And that should honestly scare the rest of the NFL. But at the same time, the Chiefs are being smart. They're not rushing anything. They're not gambling the future for one moment. They're building layers, protection, insurance, and maybe even evolution. Because Justin Fields brings something completely different to the table. His mobility, his explosiveness. It opens up an entirely new dimension for Andy Reid's offense. Imagine defenses trying to prepare for Mahomes' elite passing one week, and then dealing with Fields' dual-threat chaos the next. That's not just difficult, that's a nightmare. And don't sleep on the psychological impact either. When you have multiple quarterbacks capable of stepping in and producing, it changes how opponents prepare. It forces them to stay honest. Creates hesitation. And in the NFL, hesitation is everything. Now let's circle back to Garrett Nussmeier, because this is where things could quietly get very interesting. He's coming in with zero pressure compared to the others. No expectations. No spotlight. Just development. But those are the exact conditions where surprises are born. If he absorbs the system quickly, if he shows flashes in preseason, if he starts connecting with teammates, suddenly the conversation changes. Suddenly, he's not just the rookie. He's a name to watch. And we've seen it before in this league. Late-round picks turning into something special. That's how dynasties sustain themselves. And make no mistake, that's still the goal in Kansas City. This team isn't rebuilding. They're reloading. Every move, every decision, every addition to this quarterback room is about staying on top. Even the situation with Chris Oladikin and Jake Haener plays into that bigger picture. Competition at every level creates accountability. Nobody is safe. Nobody is comfortable. And that's exactly how championship cultures are built. Now here's the real question, Chiefs Kingdom. What happens if Justin Fields lights it up in training camp? What happens if Mahomes isn't rushed back and Fields starts the season hot? Do you ride the hot hand? Or do you go back to your superstar the moment he's ready? That's not just a coaching decision, that's a locker room dynamic. That's leadership. That's trust. and Andy Reid is going to have to navigate all of it. But if there's one coach in the NFL who can handle this kind of situation, it's him. Because he understands something most people don't. It's not just about who starts. It's about having the right answer when the moment comes. And right now, the Chiefs have multiple answers. That's power. That's depth. That's dangerous. So as we get closer to the 2026 season, keep your eyes locked on this quarterback battle. Watch every report, every highlight, every update coming out of Kansas City Chiefs news. Because things can change fast. And the team that adapts the fastest usually ends up holding the trophy. If you made it this far, you're a real one. So go ahead and drop Chiefs Kingdom in the comments so I know you're locked in with me. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more Kansas City Chiefs updates and breaking news. And most importantly, share this with another diehard fan, because this conversation is just getting started. Let's ride Chiefs Kingdom. The road to 2026 just got a whole lot more interesting.